Hello, can you see me here? Good Monday morning, everyone. Monday. Can't trust that day. Anyway, I went off for my morning walk for coffee this morning, and it's truly a beautiful day in Sacramento. Uh, and on my way home, I had what I thought was a great idea. It's something a few of you have asked me to do, and almost everybody that has attended my How I Read Tarot Cards seminars and things like that have asked me about. And I'm gonna show you something this morning, and I didn't know how hard it would be to with the technology that I don't have to set this up. So you're not going to see much of me today, okay? Uh, but I am going to show you something. Those of you who read tarot cards, you you have your own uh, ritual, your own routine, your own protocol of maybe I'll just lay down. You have your own protocol of how you handle things, and one of the main things or aspects of a tarot reading that everybody has in common is you have to shuffle the cards first, or the querent has to shuffle the cards. You got to get the cards shuffled. Another thing is, at least in my opinion, I feel silly. The other thing is, in my opinion, that in order to connect with that part of yourself that is connected to the cosmos or the greater intelligence, in order to actually uh, get a viable reading, you have to feel plugged in to the infinite what it is. And so there's always a ritual of uh, invocation. Now, the classic one that I always suggested, especially for people beginning, is a beautiful little thing that the Golden Dawn. That I'm seeing myself in the monitor here. I'm sorry. That the Golden Dawn does, where they evoke ERO to send the particular angel, Kabbalistic angel, that was particularly set over operations of tarot. And the little prayer is you hold the deck in your hands. It's, I invoke the ERO that thou wilt send through the great angel that is set over the operations of this uh, uh, sacred art or something like that, to lay his hand invisibly upon these consecrated cards of art, that thereby we may obtain true knowledge of hidden things to the glory of thine ineffable name. Well, that's all very good, but after a while that becomes just rote, like the grace that you say before meals that you don't really mean. You just want to get at that dinner. So, even before that invocation, I have a way, and I read tarot cards a lot, okay? Uh, and in the last 10 years, it's mostly been over the telephone or Skype or something like that. And in order, I actually get ready for every one of those tarot readings. Uh, so if you book an hour tarot reading for a half hour before that tarot reading, before you call or I call you or we connect on Skype, I do a little ritual. It's a combination of clearing my tarot deck, shuffling immensely and invocating at the same time. So I'm going to show you how I do it. And I'm not saying this is the way you do it. Many of you know that my surrogate image for the supreme consciousness of the universe is takes the form of the god Ganesha, the Hindu god Ganesha. And it could be anything, but I resonate to Ganesha. So when you're going to lump all of the qualities of absolute being into one image, I'm comfortable with that image. So a Ganesha prayer rosary usually contains 108 beads. 108 is a sacred number to Ganesha. So, and he has 108 complicated names. And if I was a real Ganesha nut, I would memorize all those names. Oh, thou with the twisted trunk, and thou with the broken tusk, and thou with the fawn-colored eyes, the smoke-colored one, pot-bellied one, lord of the hordes, son of Shiva and Parvati, daughter of the mountain god, Himavat. But instead of doing all of those, I just chant the name Ganesha 108 times. That's my rosary of Ganesha. So I decided to combine those two things in my Babylon Shuffle, I call it. And I'm going to show you what I do. Hang on. I got to get up. I'm 73 years old, you guys. Okay. I got a couple of deck of cards. Of course, this is my deck of ceremonial magic in the new edition. But for the last 15 years or so, I use the same deck. Okay. Now, this is so old. This is the Babylon edition. So I think this came out I chose the first edition is the U.S. games, which now are so valuable that I've got them packed away. Always check in the box to make sure you're... So here is what I do in preparation. I chant the name of Ganesha 108 times while shuffling. And the easiest way for me to do that is to actually split up the deck while I do a mantra of the name Ganesha. And everything is totally random. I'll flip the cards over from time to time. I will move them around. Whatever the spirit moves me, that's what I do. It's easier to show you than it is to describe it. So here's what I do. I just start off by a couple of shuffles, just to get it going. And then I start. Ganesh, 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 Ganesha, Ganesh, 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 Ganesh. Ganesha. Ganesh, 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 Ganesh. Ganesh, Ganesh, Ganesha. Ganesh, 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 Ganesh. Ganesha. Now that's 24 Ganeshas right there. To the tune of Pop Goes the Weasel. For the last Ganesha in that series, I put a card over here so I can keep track that I've already done one round of Pop Goes Ganesha. 4.5 rounds is 108. Now, sometimes I just shuffle the cards like that and I turn them over here and flip them this way. Ganesh, 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 Ganesha. Ganesh, 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 Ganesha. Ganesh, 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 Ganesha. Ganesh, 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 Ganesh. Ganesha. That's 2 whole rounds. Ganesh, 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 Ganesha. Ganesh, 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 Ganesha. Ganesh, 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 Ganesh. Ganesha, Ganesh, 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 Ganesha. So you see what I did when I ran out of cards? I just drew from one of the random stacks and started counting from there. So I've got 3 rounds of Ganesha completed. Ganesh, 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 Ganesha. Ganesh, 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 Ganesha. Gonna do it again. Ganesh, 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 Ganesha. Ganesh, 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 Ganesha. Now, all that's left is 1/2 round. Ganesh, 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 Ganesha. Ganesh, 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 Ganesha. Then I've got these random shuffle stacks over here. Put them over here. Yeah, put that one there. Every once in a while I like to look at the 5 cards I've chosen to see if there's a nice mix of lesser arcana and greater arcana. But I don't care what it is. I just stick it in the middle, put the deck back together, and I'm happy to just shuffle a couple more times. Now I'm ready for the person to call. They call, we discuss the nature of their issue. I'm not predicting anything with the tarot cards, but I am providing tarot card counseling for the querent to make their own decision based on the behavior of the cards. Okay? I'm not psychic. Okay? At least no more psychic than anybody else. Okay? So, that's how I look at the deck now. The god, Ganesha, and me being in tune is responsible for the sequence of these cards. I've invoked and I've shuffled. Now I may as well, while I got this stuff laid out here and while my feet are going numb here on the wood floor, I'm going to briefly show you what I do after we've decided what the question is. Okay, we decide what the question is. I have the querent relax, but not try to clear their minds. How can you clear your mind? No, go ahead. Wallow in your problem. Wallow in your issue while I shuffle the cards and I let them listen to me shuffle, and tell me when to stop. So, can I show a demonstration to my Facebook friends this morning? Okay. And all of a sudden, if on the other end of the phone, the querent says, stop. Stop right there. Okay. Now, I'm going to spread the cards out because let's say the querent is me today and my birthday is July 11th and I have a significator card within this deck, and that's something that we've established in advance with the querent. I often look at the bottom card on the deck because it's not really part of the reading, but it's the first card we're forced to look at. And in this particular case, it's the Seven of Swords, or Unstable Effort. Now, Unstable Effort could actually accurately be the title of this demonstration. Be that as it may, here's what I do. I then spread the cards out like that. And starting at the far right, without disturbing the order of the cards, I find my significator, which is the Queen of Cups, which is my birthday card. And there she is, right there. So, I take all the cards that remain to the left and I put them all the way to the right here. Now we've got a new top of the deck, me, the significator, and we've got a new bottom of the deck. And I reassemble the deck like that. And then I start to discuss the behavior of the deck. Now the Sun card is seemingly the furthest card away from the me here at the top of the deck. Objectively it is. There's 76 cards between me and this card, but it's the closest card to me right behind me. Remember, the deck is a snake with its tail in its mouth, and no matter where I would cut this deck, it'll still be sequenced in the same sequence, general sequence, when I was told to stop. So this is my subjective influence. This is the card that acts like a guardian angel hovering right behind you, supporting, subtly being the foundation to your reading. So I usually discuss this card because it's sort of important. But then I lay the significator out like that. I'll put her right there. And I draw the next three cards. 6 of discs, 2 of wands, and 3 of cups. A conspicuous lack of trumps, meaning that the circumstances of the issue are well within the cause and effect potential of individual action by the querent. In other words, there's a lot of stuff that their decisions and their behavior will do to affect their desired outcome of this answer. Okay, I'm not going to go into it because this isn't a legitimate reading, or is it? I just want to point out the fact that my significator, the Queen of Cups, represents, it's my significator because it represents the 30-degree period of the zodiac that I was born in. My birthday's July 11th, and the card goes from June 11th to July 11th. Okay? I'm just bringing that up because the third card in my reading is also my birthday card. Now, we all know that I shuffled the shit out of these cards. And this is not astronomical odds, but it is a curious synchronicity that my birthday card would be among the 3 cards that I draw. Secondly, something else is interesting. The 6 of discs is May 1st through May 10th. Now, this may have something to do with the circumstances of my issue. The reason that I'm sort of flagged at that date is because the 2 of Wands is only 10 days away from the dates covered by the 6 of discs. May 21st through May 30th. So that is a shout out, okay, that there may indeed be something developing during that time period that has some kind of a relationship with the issue. Not very often, as a matter of fact, very infrequently, the querent really understands the meaning of 2 of the cards, perhaps. But 1 card, they still have questions. I'm really curious why that one would be there, okay? And if that's really sticking in their craw, I draw the next 2 cards to comment. Now, as we come down, as the more cards we draw, the closer we are to having a micro view of the situation. So while we might get more information about the 6 of discs by considering the Hierophant and the 10 of Wands, we might be getting more information, but the danger of us misinterpreting this more focused details of the answer increases. So in other words, the more minutia we find out, the more inclined we may be to focus on the minutia and miss the big picture. I really like when those 3 cards give us all the information we need. Let's say they still don't understand this Hierophant and the 10 of Wands. So reluctantly, I may draw 1 more card to synthesize that. And the card that I just happened to draw is the Knight of Swords that represents that 30-degree period, May 11th through June 10th. Picks up right after that card. Includes that card too. Something's going on. Okay. Anyway, I also consider the hexagram of the I Ching that a court card represents. And, well, I guess that's my demonstration for today. We've gone a long time. I've made a big mess here on my office floor, but I hope that's been helpful. So I'm just going to have some coffee and get on with my day. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll probably be in a chair of some kind. Continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love under will.